What exactly did Jesus do the 3 days between his death and resurrection? Where did Jesus go the 3 days between his death and resurrection?
It is finished.
The four Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John all reported that Jesus was crucified for about 6 hours before he passed on. In the final moment, he said the immortal words, "It is finished." As recorded in the book of John 19, verse 30, he then bowed his head and surrendered his spirit. His body remained in the cross only for a short time before it was taken down and wrapped for burial by Joseph of Arimathea, with the help of Nicodemus, one of his followers. 3 days later, his body and spirit were reunited, and he rose from the dead. After his resurrection, he showed himself to his disciples, starting with Mary Magdalene. Thereafter, he ascended on to heaven. However, many have wondered what happened in the 3 days between his death and his resurrection. Where did Jesus go? What did he do? This episode will attempt to answer these questions. The Bible, particularly the Synoptic Gospels, does not offer a comprehensive account of Jesus' activities during those 3 days, otherwise known as harrowing of hell or the descent into hell. The Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John focus primarily on the events leading up to Jesus' crucifixion and his resurrection. The period between his death and resurrection are more rooted in theological interpretations and traditions rather than explicit biblical narratives. Yet, we can make sense of this very important period. One of the clearest revelations of the whereabouts of Jesus in the 3 days of death can be gleaned from his conversation on the cross. According to the Bible, Jesus was crucified next to 2 thieves. One of them asked Jesus to remember him when Jesus go into his kingdom, Luke 23, verse 42. To this, Jesus replies, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." This implies that after his death, Jesus went to paradise or heaven. This makes sense because in his exit, Jesus did declare the commitment of his spirit into the hands of God, who, as we know, could not be anywhere else but a place of bliss and eternal love, that is, heaven. But there is another interesting report of Jesus' whereabouts in 1 Peter 3 verses 18 to 20. It says,